Thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy. Cause I got this, this is my favorite thing.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tiffani Beaston and I upload every single Tuesday and Sunday, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and stick around. Today we are finally doing our first room makeover. Our entire house is a blank canvas, but I promised the boys that I would start with their bedroom, so here we are, and I really love how it came out. It gave me the confidence to go ahead and do some other spots in our house. So first, I'm using this color here called Silver Mine. Just got this from Home Depot, and at first I was a little nervous because it has blue undertones, but I definitely love how it came out. So the first thing that we're doing is just painting the boards here before we put them on our wall to try our very first feature wall. And you guys, I'm so happy. I can't stop saying it with how it came out because there are some parts where I was a little bit nervous. But Chris pulled through and he did a great job with measurements and cutting and all of that. So I've kind of been sharing the process on my Instagram page, which if you're not following, please go ahead over to Instagram and follow me at t.beaston. People were asking like, so why are you painting the boards first and not the wall? And the reason is I have no idea because we don't know what we're doing, but with a lot of prayer and patience, it turned out perfectly. Again, this is like our first time doing anything to our house like this. I saw a picture on Pinterest and I was like, you know what, I just really got to go for it. So we brought these boards here. They wound up working out perfectly. Like I said, we painted them. You could get unfinished wood and, you know, sand it down and paint it that way. That's definitely the cheaper option, which we would definitely do next time. But again, we just saw these and had no idea what we're doing until our friend was like, hey, why didn't you buy the cheaper ones? And we were like, hey, because we didn't know they existed. But here we are. We are framing in this entire wall first, and then we're going to start with our vertical boards. First, again, just framing everything in. We're using liquid nails first, and then Chris is using the nail gun to pop them into place. Alright, so this looks so easy from afar and when it's sped up, but I guess once you get the rhythm, it is easy. The hardest part was the measurements because you want it to be perfectly even, and also we could have gotten this done so much faster if we didn't have 4 kids, but we do have 4 kids, so everything took a little bit longer, and like I said, you really have to measure everything perfectly. Our walls were actually not even. Up top was a little bit more narrow than the bottom, but I guess that's just the way like our house is settling. So the method to doing this is you measure the length and width of your wall and you divide it by 24 to get your squares. I'll try to remember to put that down in the description box below because I watched like 15 YouTube videos on how to do this before I finally got the confidence to go and get the supplies and just do it. I, again, am so happy with how it came out. It's not perfect, but you can't tell. I also thought this was the cutest thing in the world, Evie trying to help Chris. We could have used her help, honestly. Next, we're finally putting in the horizontal pieces. We had to go ahead and measure each one because, like I said, our wall was not even. But again, it worked out perfectly. Once we're done putting all this up, you're going to see Chris putting up some putty in the cracks. We didn't wind up caulking because the boards were pretty tight to the wall. I know a lot of videos that I watched, people did caulk the, you know, in between the wall and the boards, but we didn't feel the need to, and the paint covered everything perfectly. And again, it just looks really good. I'm actually surprised because I was nervous. So you can see here that Chris is getting his level out for each one also. Like I said, that's the hardest part, is just getting everything straight and measured and up properly. But like the liquid nails and the nail gun and the painting, all of that was easy. I'm going to tell you the hardest part about this, besides the measurements, was you're going to see I paint the other walls white because we had just like the builder grade paint up, and it chipped like the second you touched it. It's just not a great paint. And it was more of an off-white color, so painting white, you could see every spot that I like kind of missed. So that was the hardest part, was just like painting the walls white. I'm sure you guys can relate to anybody who's ever painted before, but I was like, I can't wait to paint. It's so therapeutic. I love it. No, that wasn't the case here. But Chris is going to go ahead and put together the boys' beds. We got these from Amazon. They were ready to get rid of their Batman beds because although they were adorable, they just took up the entire room because they were so wide, and they wanted more space in there. You can also see a little bit later, I moved their, I as in Chris, moved their dresser into the closet. We do have an appointment. I've been saying this in like all my videos, to get all of our closets done. It's just been a really long wait, but we are getting them done by Closets by Design. And the boys' closet is actually going to be black inside. So I can't wait to see how that all comes together. And of course, I'll share that with you as it goes along too. But this is hilarious watching Chris and Evie put the bed together. I think I was out with the other kids. But yeah, he said once he got this done with her, that the second one was so much easier because he knew what he was doing and he didn't have the baby doing everything. So the beds are put together. I'm going into their rooms the following day and just taking off everything off of the wall so that I can go ahead and paint that white color. The boys do say they want like some kind of wallpaper, so I'm exploring that as well, even though I spent so much time painting the walls white over here. But again, this is all just a learning process, and you know, I've already learned so much just by doing this, and I don't know. I think that I'm really excited to do the girls' room next because Ella and Everly are going to be sharing rooms, but also like little spots. I'm like, our bathroom downstairs, we have a small powder room. I'm like, if we can do this whole large bedroom, then we could definitely do the bathroom. Alright, the white paint is done. This is the putty that I was talking about for the wall here. So Chris is putting that on. It dries so fast, so you have to really work so fast with it. But after that's all dry, I'm just going ahead and sanding it, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Why? I don't know why, but I really liked doing it. So once that's sanded, we're going to bed because, like I said, we've kind of been doing this at night. The boys have been sleeping in the guest room and like having a sleepover with Ella, and they've been loving it. So that's what we did because we didn't want them breathing in any of this stuff. Like the paint, the putty, all of it is like really strong. So we have the windows open, and now I'm cleaning the walls before we finish up here for the night. And then the next day, which you'll see here soon, we go ahead and finally paint this wall. So I'm just painting the border of each square with the paintbrush, and then I'm going to go in with the roller and finish up painting. And I needed to do 2 coats, and that was it, and it turned out great.
I'm praying on the weekdays, drowning in the weekends. All the shallow friends are mine. I got that champagne dripping from inside my spine. No credit cards to buy my time. You know I never listen. It's not too late for you to let it go to my beat. Rhythm makes me complete. Strip me down to my bare bones. Too long, phasing down the concrete. Moving like great machines. Strip me down to my bare bones. Haven't had a pause yet, maxing out my mistakes. All my dreams might be made of gold. Dizzy on a Sunday, knocked out on the Mondays. All the shallow friends are mine. I got that champagne dripping from inside my spine. No credit cards to buy my time. You know I never listen. It's not too late for you to let it go to my beat. Rhythm makes me complete. Strip me down to my bare bones. Too long, phasing down the concrete. Moving like great machines. Strip me down to my bare bones.
So the whole goal of showing you guys this is that, one, I hope that it motivates you to try something for yourself, because we saved so much money doing it ourselves. Although it does take time, and time is money, I really enjoyed it, and it feels good to tell the boys, like, hey, mom and dad, you know, we did this, we did your room. So I'm just, I don't know, I have so many ideas for a house that, like, I get overwhelmed and just don't do any of them. So it felt good to finally just pick something and just go with it. That was the only way I was going to get anything done in this house.
Too long, phasing down the concrete. Moving like great machines. Strip me down to my bare bones. To my bare bones.
So next thing we're doing is just putting everything back up. Chris is putting up the bookshelves. We are delirious. It is like midnight when we're doing this, before the day before Halloween, and then Halloween we hosted all of our neighbors at our house. So yeah, I don't even know how we're living right now. But again, so happy it's done. We got these curtain rods forever ago. The curtain rods are from Walmart, and then I found these curtains at TJ Maxx or Marshall's, whatever, same thing. They're Nautica Home, and they just had like little bits of black and gray and white, kind of just like bring all the colors together. And then I really like the curtain rods too. Alright, we are on to another day. I am just vacuuming up the boys' rug, and then I'm going to go ahead and shampoo it. You know, I love vacuum lines, that's great and all, but there's nothing like shampooing a carpet and seeing how disgusting the water is. I don't know, I just find it like satisfying, because you see how much you're truly cleaning the rug. And this, I've talked about this rug shampooer in previous videos, but it's just amazing. It gets up so much, and it's just one of those things, like I remember from being little, like my mom used to have to go and rent one from the grocery store, and it was this huge ordeal, and it weighed 500 pounds and it took forever. But this one's just like so lightweight and easy to use, and it got so much out of the rug. I also like that it has like a dry feature, so you can put it on just dry. So when you move it forward, you're shampooing. When you move it backwards, you're drying. So there's a feature where you can put it on dry for both ways. And I really liked that because I felt like it got a lot of the wetness up and it just all dried really quickly, so that we were able to put their beds and everything back into their room.
Cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that you'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking.
So finally, we are putting everything back in the room. Again, I keep saying this, I have no idea what I'm doing because I really don't. I just get stuff and pray it looks good, and you know, I feel like this turned out really well. The little nightstand in between both of their beds is new. I found that from the store at home, and it was on clearance for $30, and it originally was like $100 and something. There's literally nothing wrong with it. They said it's just an old collection, and I like how it had the black top and the like natural wood everywhere else. I was gonna buy them new sheets, but you guys know I'm decorating for Christmas soon, and I got them Grinch sheets, so I'm like, oh, there's no point in really buying them new sheets now. And the reason they needed new sheets is just because their sheets are like so stained and there's like the little pills all over it. They're just old and they could use some fresh new sheets. But yeah, they're gonna have Grinch sheets pretty soon, so stay tuned for that video.
She's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll.
Right, finally we are on the last day, and I'm just decluttering their closet, especially now that it's super visible. Like I said, soon they're going to have the black closet, and they won't have this dresser anymore. I've had this dresser from IKEA since Carter was a baby. I still remember it took Chris like an entire week to put together because you had to build like every single drawer. And he was still working 40 hours a week, so he would come home and work on that here and there. But yeah. I'm just decluttering it to make it look a little bit better, and plus there's so much stuff on there that like did not fit them. A lot of 3T things, which unfortunately Tanner is now in a 4T or a 5T. Carter's in, sometimes he could get into a 5T, but he's more like a 6. And yeah, my kids are growing so fast I can't even handle it. So just decluttering a bit, and I'm also going to be putting away their Halloween books and just putting some of the overflow books into a bin here. I really like switching out their books the same way people like rotate their toys in their playrooms and things like that. When I switch out their books, they're more inclined to want to read them when they're not like the same things that are just sitting there all the time. I also got these 2 baskets from the at-home store when I went to buy some Christmas decor. They were $30 a piece, but they're great quality, and if for some reason we ever stop using them in the boys' room, you could definitely put them anywhere else in the house. So I really love them, and I love that store in general. I forgot to mention the whole point of these baskets are because it drives me nuts that they like just have stuffed animals all over their bed at all times. So I was thinking they can sleep with their stuffed animals, and in the morning they could just put them in their bins next to their side of the bed. I can't complain though, because I was the same way when I was little. What about you guys? Were you like that, or like were your kids like that? I had a million stuffed animals all over my bed, but they were lined up nice and neat. They all had a name, and I would say goodnight to them every single night. My mom still talks about it to this day. So before I go, here's a quick before and after, and I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and let me know which room you think I should make over next.